I see it. All right. All right. We're recording. Sweet. Okay, so I don't know, I see a lot of new faces on here. So if you guys don't know me, I'm Kelsey. I'm one of Leanna's personally sponsored coaches. I'm a one-star diamond coach, and I've been coaching for about a year and a half now. So I'm excited that I get to come on this call because I just had a one-on-one with Leanna a couple weeks ago, and we were kind of discussing, because she was like, explain to me your invite strategy, because it's very, very different from what everyone else does. Most people invite based on who likes their post, who is watching their stories, all of that. I can't keep up with that. It's not logical for me. I don't know. I'm very like black and white thinking, and that is just too confusing to me. I need something that's very, very simple. So I've never been able to keep track of stuff that way. And it's just, I don't know, it's never made sense, especially now that Instagram's been going a little crazy and like likes are starting to disappear. You have to change the way you're doing stuff now. So luckily, I don't invite using who's liking my posts anyway. So I never have to like worry about likes going away or story views going away, because I don't invite based off that at all. So you never know what's going to happen with technology. I know Canada had taken away the likes, and that a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, what do we do? Because, that's how most of us were running our invites and stuff. So I came up with this method because it makes sense to me. And I hope that this helps you guys out. Yay, Leanna made it on. Okay. So when I started my Instagram account, I literally started a new account for my health and fitness. I advise people not to do that. That was the dumbest mistake I've ever made, because I went from having like 700 followers to now starting a new account with 0 followers. And it's like, look, if they didn't like what you were posting, they're going to unfollow you. So don't be afraid of like annoying the people on your personal page. If they don't like it, they'll unfollow. Don't make a bad move in your business and go somewhere else to make a new page, because it really is difficult to build from the ground up. So my mistake number 1 was building a whole new Instagram, and I really regret doing that, but I did it. So I literally started with no followers at all, had 0, and I didn't know where to begin for invites. So for me, when I began, my invite looked a little different because, like I said, I had 0 followers. So I was like, I don't know who to invite. So I started with inviting on Facebook, which I think a lot of us forget about Facebook and we neglect it, but Facebook is a great tool. No, I don't have a good way to invite on Facebook that is a good method that makes sense, because I don't use Facebook often for inviting these days, but I do post about my groups and will get people occasionally from Facebook. So don't neglect Facebook. But as I started to build my following on my Instagram, I was like, what's the best way to do this? Start from the bottom up. So literally, when I started inviting, I go to my followers, who's following me on Instagram. At the time, I had like, I don't know, maybe 50 followers. And I was like, okay, cool. This is 50 people that I can invite. Out of those 50 people, there was maybe 5 people watching my stories. If I'm inviting for my stories, I would be done in a day. Like, that was only like 5 people watching my stories. I'd be done inviting. I was getting like 5 to 10 likes on my pictures when I started. That would be like 5 to 10 people that I'm inviting. And I'm like, I have to find another way, because clearly that's only like 5 or 10 girls that are like consistently watching my stories, liking my photos, and I'm new to all of this. What do I do? So I was like, I'm going to go to my follower list, and I'm going to start from the bottom up. Who started following me first to who's, the most recent follower. And since that day, I have not turned back, and that's the way I followed ever since. So really, really simple. Go to my Instagram followers. Start from the bottom up, because these are the people that have been following you the longest. Instagram purposefully puts your people in order from when they started following you. And it makes it so easy, because I never have to lose my place of like, where was I? Did I already invite this girl? Did I not? I don't know, because I'm literally going in order. So scroll all the way to the bottom of my friends list. Like I said, I only had like 50 at the time, so it was easy. Now it would be harder because there's like 2,700 people. That would be a lot to scroll through. But okay, Jessica, is your follower list chronological? Yeah, it goes by when they started following you. So like the first person that followed you, like you can change it too. You can go to Instagram, like you can do this right now. You can go to your Instagram, you can go to followers. Oh, no, yeah, it's in chronological order. And so if you scroll the way to the bottom, that's who started following you first. So I literally was like, hey, this is going to be the easiest way for me to start inviting because not many people are liking my stuff, not many people are watching my stories. Shoot, I'm just going to do it this way. Scroll to the bottom, started inviting, literally in order from the bottom up. Each day I would tackle, at the beginning I was only sending 5, maybe 10 invites a day because I was afraid of burning through my list. So I was like, okay, I'll invite 5 people today, I'll invite 5 people tomorrow, and I was just going in order. So I never had to forget where I was. I would write down the person's Instagram that I ended on, so I could just scroll to the bottom and be like, okay, I ended on her, so I'm going to move next. Who's up in line? Who's up? So I literally am going up the list from the bottom up. I literally still do that to this day, and it's a little harder now because I do have a lot more Instagram followers, but it's so worth it because it's kept me like in line. I don't know. It's the only way that makes sense to me. So in this method, you have to consistently be adding people. I mean, with any business, you have to be consistently adding people or you're going to run out of people to invite. So I make sure that I'm following 50 plus people a day. Usually it's in the 100 range because I know that only a small percentage of those people are going to follow me back. I don't know. Is anyone else struggling to hear me? I'm sorry. It's probably my internet. Okay. Hopefully you guys can hear most of everything. So yes, I unfollow regularly. So before Instagram had these cool little apps that you could use like Cleaner, and there was a few different ones. Don't use them. Instagram will block you, and it will cut you off from all form of communication with people. You won't be able to comment people's stuff, and you will not be able to message anybody. So what I do now is I follow about 100 people, 50 to 100 people a day, so I never run out of people. I usually have roughly 10 to 15 people follow back a day. Sometimes I hit the jackpot, and it'll be like, oh, 30 people followed me back. That was a good account. I'm going to make sure I refollow, I follow more people from that account. But yeah, I'm getting off on a tangent with that. But yes, to answer your question, I do unfollow daily. And I don't unfollow a lot daily. You just have to be careful with that because Instagram will flag that as spam. So anyway, as far as invites, so you're probably like, well, how the heck do you keep track of like who's actually interested? I don't write anything down on pen and paper. I can't do that like that. I used to. I literally had notebooks full who I was inviting. When they would actually ask for info, I'd like highlight them, and then if they were interested, after I send info, I would circle them that I sent pricing, and that just became way too confusing because then I'm like flipping back 10 pages, like where'd that one girl go, like losing her. That's so complicated. So on Instagram, if you guys message somebody, you can go into your messages and look at this right now, but if you go to message somebody and you have a business page, which we all should, as coaches should have a business Instagram, you have the ability, you have these 3 things up top, and you see that flag that's black, see that flag that is black up top? It will be white. You can click that. So all of your people will be flagged. So every single time I have a girl that says, yeah, I'm interested, give me more info. Before I even send her more info, I flag her so that way she goes into this separate little folder that Instagram has called flagged people. That way you never lose the people that say they're interested in your boot camp. So what I do is I send her the info, and then I check back in 2 days. I always give people a little bit of time. You don't want to rush somebody. You don't want to be that person that sends it and then 5 hours later you're like, hey, did you look over that? Like, people don't like that. That's a huge turnoff. I know if someone did that to me, I'd be like, dude, like, give me time. My husband's not even home. I need to talk to him. Like, give me space. Like, I don't know. That would freak me out. So I give people like 48 hours. I give them 2 days. And then on Instagram, you can go into your messages and you can filter out. There's like this, there's the 3 little lines at the top right there in the search bar. Click that and it'll say inbox, unread, or flagged. You can click flagged and you will see every person who you've ever flagged the message, i.e. all of the people that are actually interested in your boot camp. And I'll scroll down to the girls that I've messaged within 2 days, and I'll say, hey girl, did you get a second to look over all that info? Most of the time they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I didn't even look at it. Like, thank you for reminding me. They'll check it out, and then usually they message me back. So how you said flagged in Canada never worked. I don't know. It's always worked for me, and it's been like a charm. So everyone stays in order on my flagged list. I've got hundreds of people on my flagged list, and those are the people that I always go back to invite as well. I am not a coach that invites the same people to my boot camp every month. Some coaches do that. They'll say, hey, I know last month didn't work for you. Well, this one, this is a better month for you. I don't like doing that. Usually I feel like, well, if it didn't work 3 weeks ago, they're probably not right now. And if they are, they'll reach out to me. So usually I give them about 3 months before I re-invite them to another boot camp, because I feel like that just runs them off. They're like, wow, this girl just really wants a sale, and she's already inviting me, and I just told her no 3 weeks ago. Like, why the heck does she think I have money suddenly in 3 weeks? I don't want to be that girl, because that's a turnoff for me. Maybe it works for you in your business. Everyone is turned off by different things. So run your business in the way that feels good. If it feels icky for you to do, don't do it. Like, if you feel like, wow, I would hate if someone did that to me or invited me this way, I wouldn't like that. Or I would be turned off if someone followed up with me too quickly. Then run your business that way. Run it exactly how you would want someone to approach you, and I promise you will find your people. So I check back in with those girls who I've previously invited every 3 months. I just scroll through my flagged list, and I scroll from the bottom up, and I'm just like, oh, look, it's been about 3 months since I've invited her. I'm going to invite her to this month. And then I just move up the list. I do not count my follow-ups as invites. I know some people do. I do not. Those are people who I've already talked to before. I don't think they are considered new people. I only consider new people as invites. So if I'm sending 20 invites a day, I may send 30 follow-ups. I don't consider the people I sent follow-ups to new invites. I'm just re-inviting them and saying, hey, I don't know if this month is a better month. I wanted to re-invite you to my new boot camp, blah, blah, blah. So for me, that has worked really, really well for me. Let me see. Sorry, I got a cough. Yeah, exactly. Like, every coach does something different. There are coaches that will cold invite because that's how they were brought to the business. And it's like, do what works for you. If you feel comfortable cold inviting someone you've never met, do it. If you feel comfortable, checking in with someone every month, asking them to join your boot camp, do it. You don't have to do anything any way that another coach does in this business. And I think that's where a lot of coaches fall short. And I think that's why there's so many coaches that don't stick with the business, is because they're trying to emulate everyone else. And it's like, you're not going to be successful in the business if you're trying to emulate Jamie Innes or Carly or Leanna. Like, you need to be you in the business and find what method works for you. So this is the method that's worked for me, and I've never heard of anyone else do it this way. And I'm like, I don't know, it just makes sense in my brain because I never lose track of people. So I don't write people down. I don't keep track of pen and paper like I was, because everything is in order. And like I said, every couple months, I'll scroll back down to the bottom and kind of restart over and just be like, hey, I've got a new boot camp starting up again. I know we chatted a few months back. This is a better month for you. And I've had so many people, because I feel like we forget about the people we've invited before, even if they never, ever answered me, even if they ghosted me, even if they didn't even read my message or whatever, I always check back in every couple months. And I'm like, hey, I have a new boot camp. I just wanted to reach out to you again and, see if this is a better month for you or see if you're interested in this one. And I've gotten so many girls signed up from that. And they're like, oh my God, I actually never saw your first invite. That happens all the time. Like, I never saw that you sent me an invite before. I'm sorry. Like, give me more info. Flag them, send them the info, check in with them if they haven't already answered me in 2 days and say, hey girl, did you get a chance to look over that? Yeah, don't ever assume what other people are thinking. I think that's the only reason I found success in the business, because early on, I kind of got that drilled in my brain that, hey, don't assume someone's going to be a no. Like, invite the people you're terrified to invite, because I can tell you that there have been some scary people that I never wanted to invite, and I'm like, these people are going to like hate me, they're going to block me, they're going to think I'm weird. No. If they're following you still and they've been following you for a year, you need to freaking invite them. Clearly, what you're doing is not bothering them. And if it was and your content popped up all the time on their page, they're going to unfollow. And yeah, you're going to get people that unfollow. You may invite someone and they may unfollow you. They're not your person. You got to just let them go. It sucks, but you can't assume what someone's going to think, and you can't hold value to that either. You can't hold value that, oh, if I invite this person and they say no, or they unfollow me, that like, oh my, I'm a terrible person. We can't take it personal. That's something on them. And it's like, okay, I wasn't their person. They were never going to sign up with me anyway. So good. It's another person I don't have to think about or like keep reassessing or reinviting. It's like they're saving you time when they unfollow you. So just bye. Yeah, the amount of thank yous you'll get. Yeah, it's so true. So if you guys have any specific questions about that invite strategy, definitely post them below. I think it's a very, very simple method. I don't think it really takes a lot of clarification, but if you have any specific questions or are confused about anything, definitely don't hesitate to post that below. I'll tell you guys a little bit about how I invite too. I got this from Jamie Glassman. I don't know if you guys know who she is. She's a top coach. Yes, this is exactly where I was going with this, Lindsay. So she's a top coach. And I kind of stole this invite method from her, like what I say in my invite, because she's like, hey, I do a straightforward message. I send the same thing to everyone unless I feel the need for it to be personalized. Like if it's someone that I know well, I'm going to personalize it. If it's someone that I don't know, I'm not going to personalize it. It's just literally going to be like, hey, straightforward. I have a new boot camp starting up. So this is exactly what I say to my people. Uh-oh, mom life, here comes the demon. Hello. He just needs me to open this cup. All right, baby. Hey, go fill it up. Okay. So I put their name. So I do kind of personalize it, but I put their name. I know you've been following my fitness journey forever. I have a new Spring Revival boot camp starting up this next month. Would you be open to it? Sometimes I change it up and I'm just like, would love to have you in it if you're interested, question mark. I've used a couple of different things at the end. I never am like, hey, do you want to join it? Because they're like, okay, you haven't even given me info. No, I don't want to join it, you creep. People want like, hey, are you open to it? Are you open to more info? Are you interested? Would you be interested in learning more? I would love to have you in it if you're open to that, or I would love to have you in it if you're interested. That's a lot more of an approachable way to send an invite than, hey, do you want in? Do you want to sign up? Like, I don't know. I feel like that's how I invited when I first started because I had no idea what I was doing. That was gross. And I'm like, no, you don't do that. That's so gross. So unless I feel like it needs to be personalized, like if it's a new mom and I'm like, girl, I've been following your journey and like, congrats on the new baby. Like, I'm so proud of you. Like, you're going to be such an amazing mom. I don't know if you've ever been interested, but I have a boot camp starting up. It could be really, really great for your healing journey. There's a ton of moms in there. I would love to offer you that support if you're looking for it. So I'm a mom, so that's like a lot of my crowd is moms. So for me, sometimes I will personalize it. I don't always personalize it. Most of the time, it's just sending the standard invite, but I always look at their page. I never just willy-nilly send an invite. If they're private and I'm not following them back, it just means that I don't have a ton in common with them, but I've signed up plenty of girls that I don't have a ton in common with. I will still send them an invite, but always look at what the person's doing. If you're following them and they don't have a private Instagram, look at their like last couple lines of their photos and see what they're up to. Maybe they just announced that they're pregnant and they're having complications, or maybe, you know, they're going through like major life stuff right now. Like, make sure you know a little bit about the person you're inviting. Unless their page is private, then it's just like, okay, well, I'm going to shoot my foot and just send the invite. They may be interested, they may not. I've had people say, I just found out I'm pregnant. Like, didn't you see on my Instagram? And I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, I'm so sorry. Somehow I wasn't following you back. Like, because I'm not always following everybody that follows me. But most of the time, if they do have an unprivate Instagram, I will definitely look to see what they've been doing, what they're up to, so that way I can kind of see, like, if there's someone that just lost their job and they openly talked about that on their story and that now they're struggling and they went bankrupt or whatever, I'm not going to invite them because that's rude. Like, just be mindful of what people are going through when you go to invite them. You don't ever know what people are going through. So I try to keep up with my people if they're unprivate to see what they're doing before I invite. Like I said, if they're private, you can't really help that, unfortunately. Where am I adding my followers from? So I don't use influencers. Influencers for me are like the devil. That is the worst place because it's just ridden with MLMs. It's ridden with Beachbody coaches, with It Works people, with Roden and Fields, with Monate people. Like, I don't even want to go that route. I follow people that are following the people that I follow. So, like, I will go to someone that I follow on Instagram who I like and who I think is adorable, that I really resonate with, not somebody on my team. Don't go follow the people that your girls have on their follow list, because you never know if they become a coach, you just stole their people. Don't do that. That's yucky. It's really yucky. Don't do it. So I find people that I like on Instagram that are not signed up with me. I mean, if they sign up with you down the road and you're already following their followers, it is what it is. But don't intentionally like, hey, this girl signed up with me, but she doesn't want to be a coach, so I'm going to go follow all of her people. She may be a coach one day. Like, don't do that. So I'll just go to someone I like, and I will go to their most recent photo. And usually they'll have 50 plus likes. That's 50 people that you can follow. Now, I'm mindful. I don't follow males, and I'm also mindful of, like, foreign accounts. Clearly, you can see by the picture, tell by the name if it's some, like, random, sketchy foreign account. And the more you do this, you'll be able to just follow so fast. Like, it takes me 5-10 minutes of my day to follow people. I do this on the toilet every morning. It's like my daily ritual. I wake up, I go to the bathroom, and I will sit there and do my follows for the day because I'm like, bam, I'm done. That's 10 minutes out of my day. I didn't ruin anyone else's day. I wasn't taking time out of Ryder's schedule. I wasn't taking time out of my husband's schedule. I'm on the toilet doing my thing, and I'm going to sit here and follow people while I have time. Like, I do not work like a normal coach. I don't sit and have office hours. I don't work in 4-hour segments or 1-hour power hours. I'm lucky if I get to do that. I'm a mom of a 3-year-old toddler. My husband goes in to work at 1:30 p.m. So it's pretty much just me and Ryder all day long. So most of my work literally happens in the bathroom. It happens when I'm sitting outside on the deck and Ryder's playing, or it happens when I'm just sitting on the couch and he's watching TV, or I'm standing at Target and he's playing with toys. Like, if you want to coach and you want to be successful in this business, you'll find time. There's plenty of time. You're going to be standing there scrolling on Instagram anyway. You might as well work and do it. Your invites should take you no longer than 10-15 minutes to do. If you don't have 10-15 minutes out of your day and you say you have no time to invite, poop a little longer, pee a little longer, take a little extra time in the bathroom, or find a way to get them in. Like, our income producing activities that we do every single day, there's only a few of them that, like, are my non-negotiables. It's like, okay, if this one doesn't get done, it's not that big of a deal. But my business will always move forward if I'm constantly growing my network and following new people, if I invite every single day, if I show up for myself every single day. Like, those are my non-negotiables. Anything else out of that is an added bonus. So messaging new followers, I don't have time to do that every day, so I don't always get to do that. I check in with my challenge group. You know, some days I suck and I don't comment on everyone's posts. That's okay. I know my girls don't expect the world of me. They know I'm not a robot. They know I'm a mom. But I find the most important things out of coaching and I make sure they get done. Like, I literally take no longer than 10 to 15 minutes to send invites, take no longer than 10 minutes to follow people. If I'm taking longer than that, then I'm like, okay, that's the amount that I'm following for the day. I'm not spending any more time on that. If your Instagram post is taking you longer than 5 minutes to write, don't write it. It's not worth it. You're wasting your time sitting here trying to curate the perfect post. People don't want someone perfect. They want you. You're not perfect. Sorry, but none of us are. Stop trying to be like this perfect coach, because we're not a perfect coach. I'm going totally off on a tangent, but Yeah, like just be you and find little pockets of the day that work for you. If you're someone that can't do a full power hour, if you're someone who can't work for 2 hours straight, find little power pockets through the day. I'm a one-star diamond coach and built my business in power pockets. And I can honestly tell you, most days I don't work more than an hour on my coaching business. And I'm not like a magician that somehow got here. I just have everything nailed down to such a fine science that I'm like, this does not take me longer than 10 minutes. If it does, I quit. If this takes me longer than 10 minutes, that's where I stop. Like, I do not spend an hour inviting. Guys, that's wasting your time. Like, you should not spend an hour inviting. If you don't have that hour, spend it on other things too. The thing that honestly takes me the most time in my business is making cute graphics. I enjoy doing that. As a mom, like when Ryder's sleeping, that's like my only outlet for stress. So when I'm feeling stressed, I will sit and make beautiful graphics for my boot camp, for my emails that I send out to my girls, all of that, because I enjoy doing it. If you don't like making graphics, don't make graphics. Like, plain and simple. There are so many graphics made in this business. Go find them on one of the team pages. Like, there are people making stuff out there for you guys who don't like doing this stuff. So if you're like, I just spent an hour making this graphic just for my team page, guys, you just wasted an hour that you could have done it on something else going to move your business forward. Like, that's not moving your business forward. Yeah, it's fun, but it's not moving your business forward. Like, make sure you get your everyday IPAs done, the income producing activities. Then you can move on to the fun stuff. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm done with all my necessities for today. I'm going to work on this graphic because I really want to make it, you know? So if you find yourself like waking up, not wanting to send invites, and I don't always send my invites first thing in the day, but also I don't struggle with invites. If you're somebody that hates inviting and you're really, really struggling with that, send them first thing in the morning. Send that while you poop. Send that while you pee, first thing in the morning, because I can tell you, if you wait longer in the day, you're going to find an excuse or a reason why you can't do your invites. Get them done first thing. Get the hard thing done first thing in the day. For me, I don't struggle with invites. I don't think they're difficult. I usually invite like at nighttime after I get Ryder down for bed. I'll sit on the couch and invite. But that's something I know is going to get done. It's not hard for me. So yeah, do what's difficult first. Like if it's invites, if it's follows, do that first thing in the day. That way it's done and you'll feel like a weight off your shoulder. You won't be dreading it all day long because you'll carry that negativity with you through the day. Like, oh, I'm just dreading this. And then you'll find a reason not to do it. So, okay, let me see. I can't think about what's in my challenge group. I just recycle what's in our group. I don't reinvent the wheel. Yeah. So fun tip that I learned from one of our chats is there's a thing called Mompreneur. It is a virtual assistant that you can purchase who creates stuff for you to send out every month. She makes meal plans for you to send out every month. She makes weekly check-in posts. She makes Instagram post ideas so you can post stuff on Instagram. On the second of the month, post about this. Like she gives you ideas if you're feeling like brain fog and you're like, I don't know what to post. She gives you everyday posts for every day of the month in your challenge group. Plus, she gives you graphics. You don't even have to make graphics for your challenge group. Now, you don't have to use all of her stuff, but she gives it to you. And I'm like, yeah, I bought that. So if you're running a group with other coaches, go have these on Mompreneur with them if you want. Like, because you guys are essentially using the same content. I pay $5 for Mompreneur because I split it with 4 other coaches. Like, we just all use it together. We created one account for us, and we just all use it, and we just all Venmo each other. So find other coaches who want to do this with you. If you don't want to pay, I think it's, what, 20 or 25 a month? Like, if you don't want to pay that monthly, go have these with someone. Go thirds with another coach that wants to do it with you because it literally, it's moved our business forward so much. But the thing is, your girls don't know what other people's stuff looks like. Like, your girls don't know what's going on in other people's boot camps, you know? So if they can't see someone else's boot camp, they don't know what someone else is doing. If that makes sense. Oh, and their stories? I don't know. I don't post her stuff in my stories. I make my own, like, story stuff. She does have, I have posted her stuff in my stories, but yeah, she makes like graphics that you can post for your boot camp. I don't normally post those. I have posted them, but normally I will just make one. But yeah, it's amazing. She gives you so much content, guys. It's incredible. So it's definitely worth the investment, especially if you go in with a few coaches. So that's helped me cut time, because I'm like, I don't have time to make Instagram posts every day and challenge group posts every day by myself. Like, I don't have time for that. I'm a busy mom. So find what works for you guys. There are shortcuts in this business. Find them. Use them. What's been the biggest lesson that I've learned the past year and a half of coaching? Be yourself, 100%, more than anything. Because when I started this, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and I was like, I'm just gonna coach like Leanna, I'm gonna coach like Carly, I'm gonna coach like Jamie, I'm gonna coach like all these top coaches that I'm seeing on Instagram. And then I'm wondering why the heck I'm not signing anybody up, why no one wants to join my team, why no one wants to coach, because they're like, this girl's not even authentic. She says one thing in her stories, and then the way that she talks in her, like on her posts, are a totally different way. Guys, you need to talk the same way in your Instagram post that you talk on your story. If you're really goofy and funny and not serious, like me, I'm never serious, that's me on my stories. Like, I'm not like, hi guys, today we're doing this. Like, no, we're goofy in our stories, and I'm goofy in my posts because I'm like, that's me. And I just sat here and told you guys that I sit on the toilet and poop and send invites. Like, if that's how you are as a coach, don't think you need to be like this perfect businesswoman. Like, be you, and like, you'll find your girls that are like, oh my God, that girl's me. Like, I need her humor. I need that. Like, I need someone that's not going to be the super serious, I wear a suit to work. Because like, if that's what you want, and that like you strive to be like a businesswoman, strive to be that. I always tell my girls who are interested in coaching, I'm like, I'm the most non-businessy businesswoman alive, because I'm not interested in being perfect. I'm not interested in having perfect hair, perfect makeup, perfect clothes. Like, that doesn't interest me at all. But I can run a freaking business still from my home, being the messy mom that's like wiping her toddler's butt on Zoom with everybody. Everyone this morning got to see that on Zoom. And I'm like, that's me. I'm like, my girls know that. When I'm sending invites to people, I'll be chatting back and forth, and writers like yelling at me on the phone. And I'm like, sorry about my kid. I could totally redo that voice message, but I'm like, no, this is what they're going to get. If they don't like that, then like, they're not my person. And most people are like, oh my God, your kid's so cute. Like, I love that you just like sent that with him, like talking to you in the background. Like, you'll find your people if you are authentically you. Like, you can't try to be anyone else in this business. You won't find success. And I think I struggled at the beginning of coaching so much because I tried to be everybody else. And finally, I was just like, screw it. I'm going rogue. I am not doing this crap. I am not going to be this businesswoman. I'm not even interested in the business. Like, I really wasn't at all. I'm like, I just want to help people. I just want to help people, and I just want to share my story, because I came from like a really dark story. I'm not going to do enough, but like, I want to help people who've struggled, and I've just been open and honest about that. And I think that honesty is the best thing in this business, is just be you and be honest. Like, if you're trying to pretend that you're perfect in this business, you won't go very far, because that's going to show really fast, and people are going to know. They're going to be like, wow, this girl's really inauthentic. That's weird. Like, you're being weird. People feel that. I don't know if you know that, but people feel that. Like, just be you. And I realized that the more I just kind of was like, okay, screw this. I'm going to do my thing. I'm like, Leanna and I have talked about this so much. I've always told her, I'm like, I'm just going to do my own thing. I don't like the way they're doing this. I'm not going to follow that. Like, I'm going to do it this way, because this is the way that I want to do it. And like, of course, follow Beachbody's tools. Beachbody gives us the best, the freaking easiest plan to follow as a coach. Our bat is the easiest thing ever. And yes, you don't have to do every tiny little thing on the bat every single day. There are some major things that you should do, like growing your network every day, people to recruit, checking it out, working on yourself. But you don't have to check off every little thing. But literally, all you have to do in this business is follow Beachbody's model. They've given you the tools to be successful. Now do it your own way. Don't do it the way your coach does it. Do it the way that you want to do it. Because I can promise you will You will quit coaching very fast. We've seen it by so many people. You'll quit coaching very fast if you're trying to work this business in a way that does not form to you and your values in the way you see things. Like if you continue trying to be another coach, you're going to get really burned out and bored and hate coaching. You're like, this isn't me. I hate it. Guys, the cool thing about this business, we get to coach however the heck we want. Literally, Beachbody just gives us this model. They're like, here's how you can succeed if you want. Now go do it. And you can do it however you want. Like, look at all of the top coaches in Beachbody. They're all so different from each other. You could not find like a more different bunch of people. They're not like these perfect businesswomen that wear suits to work. Like, no, they're just like normal humans. Some are moms, some aren't. Like, everyone comes from a different background. It's just so cool that like anyone in this business can be successful if you're willing to work for it. And you get to run your business in your own way. And like, that's why I'm so passionate about coaching, is because I get to be me. I've never had a job that says, hey, you go do what you want to do. No, every job has been like, you do what I want you to do. You wear this ugly purple polo to work every day that you look ridiculous in. You have to wear your hair in a ponytail. You have to wear khaki pants. No. I'm showing up in what I want to wear. I'm showing up with my hair however I want it to be. I'm showing up as myself 100% of the time. And there is nobody in this business to say, you're doing it wrong. You need to show up in a different way. No. You show up as you, and you will be successful. If you follow Beachbody's business model and you follow your bat and do the things that you're supposed to do as a coach, you get to put your spin on it. Do it however you want to, but you get to put your spin on it. Like, that is why your challenge group will thrive if you just do it the way that you want to do it. If you're fun, if you're goofy, if you're not like the super serious person, and you just bring you to the table and the reason why people signed up with you, you will find so much success. And you'll have people that are like, oh my God, I actually want to coach because you're so fun. Like, you make coaching look fun. If you make coaching look boring, like it's just this huge business job that you sit at a desk all day and do, people don't want to do that. Who wants to do that? They're already doing that at their 9 to 5. They don't want to come home and do that. They literally want freedom. Coaching brings us so much freedom. Like, you have to be you. You get to just do whatever the heck you want. Like, that is why I love coaching. And I think that's why I have gotten where I've gotten in the business, because I've just been me. I don't know. Listening to my mom work from home report to her boss. Yes, Heather, I feel you. Like, literally cringe. Like, I don't want to live in that. Like, I literally do not want to continue that life. And so when I started with Beachbody, I was like, dude, I'm taking this full time. And it's my full-time job now. Something that's really cool, and I told Leanna I would touch on this, is, guys, give it a year. I know it's hard. Coaching sucks at the beginning. It sucks. It's hard. You don't have people. You're having to work 100 times harder to get your people right now than you will down the road. But if you continue doing it, your people are just going to be like popping up, and they're going to be coming to you. But you have to put in the work at the beginning. And the first 3 to 4 months of coaching were the worst. And that's when most people quit. They'll work for a month or two, and they say, oh, it's too hard. I'm not finding my people. I quit. Well, yeah, you're failing because you're quitting. You'll never fail in this business if you don't quit. That is the only surefire way to absolutely fail. You did not give your people enough time to trust you, to follow you, to watch your journey. Your journey just started. You cannot expect to sign up 100 people in your first month unless you're like magic. I know some coaches have like had major success in the beginning, but it's probably not going to happen that way. It's rare that it's going to happen that way. But you have to put in the work. And it's going to be hard at the beginning. You're learning all new things. Who goes into a job that they've never done before, sits down on their first day of work, their boss gives them this huge packets of paper that they have to read and all these trainings they have to do, and says, this is easy. No, you've never done this before. It's not easy. It's freaking hard. You have so much you have to learn. There's so much content that you have to learn. Social media. Most of us have no idea how to use social media until we started coaching, right? Like, I didn't know how to make graphics. I didn't know how to invite people. I didn't even know how to talk to people. Like, that was uncomfortable to me. Making stories was uncomfortable. But with any job, you learn. After the first month of your new job, it's like, oh, okay, well, that was a little easier than I thought it was going to be. Second month, you're like, oh, yeah, I'm starting to get this. Third month, you're like, okay, why did I even want to quit this job in the first month? Like, this is so cool. I love this job. Month 4 or 5, you're like, okay, this is a freaking breeze. I know what I'm doing now. You guys can't quit just because it's hard right now. It's hard for everyone at the beginning. And the only surefire way you will never be successful is if you quit. Like, you can't just throw in the towel just because it's tough now. Do the work. Don't just say, oh, I'm not going to do the work because it's hard. Do the work now, because I promise you in 6 months from now, you're going to be like, what? How is my paycheck what it is right now? Because you kept at it. You stayed consistent. You don't have to go super intense with this business. You don't have to start out and send 100 invites a day. Your consistency will beat intensity every single time in this business. If you stay consistent every single day, you're going to find so much more success than the people who tackle it, send 100 invites, and then they're like, oh my God, I'm so burnt out. I spend 8 hours on my coaching business every day in the first 2 months. I don't have any time for me. I'm exhausted. I'm quitting. Well, yeah, because you just went at it like full speed. Like, you have to take things consistent, whatever works for you. Find a number of invites you can send. Find a number of follows you can do. Find a number of people that you can reach out to every single day. That's a consistent number that you can do 7 days a week. If it's a number you can't do 7 days a week, don't do it. If you're like, I'm going to run out of people if I invite 30 people a day. Okay, well, don't invite 30 people a day right now. Save that for when you have a huge following. Like, your followers will grow if you continue to grow your list. Start with 5 a day. I always tell my girls, I'm like, if it's 2 people a day that you're inviting, that's 14 people a week that you're inviting. Then if you say, oh, I'm going to run out of people, I'm not going to invite. Well, yeah, now you're inviting 0 people for the week. I would much rather you invite 2 people a day than 0. So invite 2 people a day if that's what it looks like. And as your business grows, as you become more comfortable, as your following grows, you're like, oh, I can actually send like 5 a day now and like not worry about running out of people. Oh my God, I can send 10 a day and I'm comfortable with this. If you start doing something consistently, you will become more comfortable with it. Inviting is always so uncomfortable at the beginning, guys. It sucks. It's weird. It's uncomfortable. It's hard to not hold on to what their answer might be. It's hard to not hold emotion to that. If you consistently invite, it will get easier. It will get better. Like, now I don't even think about it. Am I going to send my invites? Yeah. It doesn't matter what time of day. Like, I know I'm going to get them in because it doesn't bother me to send them. It's not weird. I don't dread sending them anymore. Like, I enjoy sending them because I freaking love what I do. And I want everyone to have access to this. You better believe it. When I get to invite somebody, I'm like, yes, girl, like, I get to invite this girl. She may tell me no, but I don't freaking care, because guess what? I'm so stoked about what I'm doing. I'm inviting her to it because I want to invite everybody to this. If you don't love what you're doing, then you're not going to love inviting. You have to love what you're doing to invite to it. If your challenge group is not bomb and you don't love what you're doing in your challenge group and you don't want to invite people to it because it sucks, change it. Do what you love in your challenge group. Do something you're obsessed with. Change it up. Do cool stuff that like makes you excited. Do something that you're excited to invite people to, or else you're just going to get really bored with invites and you're going to be scared to invite for the rest of your life because you don't like what you're inviting them to. You have to love what you're inviting somebody to. Sorry. Yeah, change your mindset to like, I get to invite. Like, guys, this is so cool. If you just started coaching, you have no idea how amazing this business is and what it can do for your life. And I told Leanna I would touch on this a little bit. When I started Beachbody, I hit Success Club my first month. I was one of those lucky people that was like, cool, I hit Success Club my first month. I signed up my husband. I signed up 2 random girls, actually. They weren't even my friends. My best friend still to this day has never signed up with me. She has a personal trainer. Sometimes your people just won't. They just won't sign up. It happens. Don't be negative towards your loved ones. They may never sign up. No one in my family has ever signed up. So don't get down on yourself. It's not you. Yeah, when I first signed up, I signed 3 people up. Basic challenge packs with $150 in the U.S. I know we have got some Canadian ladies. It's a little different. But for us, it's $150. I was like, sweet. I just made $150. That was a whole grocery trip and filled up my gas tank. That was money I didn't have. That was cool back then, right? And then it got later on, and I'm like, okay, I'm making $300 in a whole month. Like, that's money I didn't have before. That's cool. Now, I'm not really going to go with numbers, but let's just say by the 15th of this month, I had already over 7 times what I made in my first full month of coaching, and that was just halfway through the month. Like, guys, if you stick with this, it will pay off. And I didn't believe that. I kept hearing, oh, stick with it for a year, you'll see it pay off. I did not see my income really drastically jump until I hit the year mark. I hit the year mark, and it was like, not right now, baby. Go in there for a second. I'm almost done. I watched my business take off right around the year mark because I was consistent. You could be a coach that coaches for a year, but if you're not consistent with your journey, you're not going to see that huge increase at that year mark because you're not being consistent. If you consistently coach and do all of the things, at that 1 year mark, you're really gaining some credibility. I signed up more people than ever when I hit my 1 year mark because they're like, okay, I was waiting for this girl to fail. I was waiting for this girl to quit. She stuck with it for a year. Like, clearly she loves what she's doing and she's making business, so I'll sign up with her. Like, stick with it. People want to know that you love what you're doing, and if you quit in 2 months, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, told you so. Told you so. I knew she was going to quit. Good thing I didn't sign up with her. That's why I didn't sign up, because I knew she was going to quit. Don't be that person. Don't quit. Don't be that person that they get to go back and like, told you she was going to fail. Like, no. Stick with it. I don't care how hard it gets, because it will get hard. You push through. You push through the hard bumps, guys. You stay consistent. I promise you, you will see the huge payoff, not just in your income, but in your confidence, in your groups, in the girls that are underneath you. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, like, my coach is going places. I want to go there too. Like, now more than ever, I have so many girls that want to coach now. And I was always the girl that came to Leanna like, hey, I know that I'm a diamond coach, but I can't find anyone who wants to coach. I struggled through that for a long time. Now I have a ton of girls on my team that's like, oh my God, I've been watching you do this forever, and you're so passionate about what you do. I want to do this. If you stick with it, they will follow. If you quit, they're going to quit too. So if you want success at all and you want to make money in this business and actually have a sustainable income, like, guys, this is my full-time job. I make well more than enough to cover our mortgage payment every month and groceries and gas. Think of what it could do for your life. Like, just because your paycheck looks like $50 here or $100 here or $13. I've had $13 paychecks. I've had $0 paychecks. Just because you see those, don't let that discourage you. Keep going. Because if you quit, yeah, your paycheck's definitely going to be $0. If you keep going, you're going to be like, holy crap. And the more you're in this business, the more you're building volume. Volume is where our Team Cycle bonuses come from. If you're an Emerald coach, Team Cycle bonus is what will make your business thrive. Like, that is where the majority of your income will start coming from down the road. But you got to work to get there. So if you quit, you're never going to get another Team Cycle bonus. You've got to stay with it. And it will add up. I always heard that, never believed that I would be there. But it's added up. And now I'm like, what? How is this happening? Like, how? What the heck? And now my husband, now more than ever, but like, he's always believed in me from the get-go, but he just didn't understand monetarily how it was going to affect our family. And now he's like, what the heck? If you keep doing what you're doing, it's going to get me out of my job. We're going to be home as a family together. Like, what? Like, how cool is that? That's like a dream of mine. Like, we just want to be able to travel. He wants to stay at home. Like, we want to be a family. And we can't do that right now. But if I stick with Beachbody and continue this, like, heck yeah, I'm going to be freaking retiring him, and we're going to be traveling everywhere. It's going to be so good. Like, have a dream in mind and have a why. If your why is not big enough to where it makes you want to show up on the days that suck, find a better why. Your why is not deep enough. Your why is not strong enough. Keep going down the line. When you think you found your why, ask, well, why do I want that? Dig deeper. Dig to the deepest part of you that's like, I don't care how crappy of a day it is. I don't care if my dog just died today. I'm freaking showing up in my business because I love it. Hopefully my dog doesn't die. He's sitting here like looking at me. But you know what I mean? Like, do all of the things. I swear, guys, you're going to find so much success in this business as long as you don't quit. And be passionate about what you do. Because the more passionate you are, the more it shows in your business and the easier it will be to grow your business. Nadia. Yeah, Nadia, we know you guys have been, Casey's driving you crazy. We love you, Casey. You're the best. But yeah, I don't have anything else unless you guys have specific questions. I could talk all night about coaching, especially right now. Like, I am on such a high with coaching, and I'm excited. I don't know. Like, I'm just going to brag for a second because I've never been so proud of myself. Like, it sounds stupid, but whatever. I didn't believe in myself. And Nadia and I were just talking about this before the team call. I never believed in myself as a coach. I was like, I knew that I could help people with their health and fitness. I knew that I could encourage people because it's what I'm good at. But I never thought that I could build a business. I never was confident in that. And the elite reports came out like 2 weeks ago, and I sobbed. I found out that I was sitting at the 279th spot in the company. In the company. There's like 300,000 coaches in the company. I've never seen myself higher than like in the 2000s. And I'm like, I am in the top 300. What the frick? I am just me. There's nothing special about me. I'm literally the most normal person in the entire world. I don't have any of my crap together. Like I said, I spend maybe an hour on my coach business every day that I'm consistent, and I have my stuff down to a science where I do all of the things that I need to do in that time. And I just stopped because I was like, I didn't even believe in myself, and I was the top 300. How the frick did that happen? Like, literally did not believe that could ever happen to me. Like, I saw these girls who were in the top, 100, 200, 300, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to have to coach for like 100 years to ever see that, And it just shows that, like, guys, if I can do this, me, the girl who poops and sends invites, like, yeah, you can make it high in the business, trust me. And, like, I know that number is going to go down as the year goes on, whatever. I'm not concerned about numbers. But that was just really cool to see that for me because I was like, I've never seen that. Like, I just never expected myself to be there. I literally went from, like, being in the 2000s to being in the top 300 and was like, there's been a mistake. Like, I literally was, like, about to call Beachbody corporate. Like, I think you made a mistake. And, like, my personal mentor reached out to me, and he was like, hey, you just made the top, like, 30 in the region. And I'm like sobbing. I'm like, what? No, I didn't. You're talking to the wrong person. Like, so cool. So literally just keep at it. Don't ever give up. You guys are amazing. Like, trust me, most of you guys, I watch your stuff to, like, motivate me to make my stuff. So trust me, I still don't know what I'm doing just as much as you guys don't know what you're doing. But just keep going. Just be you. Just be honest. Be raw. Be real. Don't try to be anyone else in this business ever. Ever. Don't ever look at a coach and be like, she posted a perfect photo. She went on her Instagram and everything was so fluid that she said. Guys, no. Be you. I've had so many people say, I signed up with you because you're so normal. And I'm like, what a compliment. Like, I don't want to be special. I want to be freaking normal. I don't want to be a businesswoman. I just want to be normal. So just be you. I'm so glad that so many of you guys were on this call. If you guys have any questions, though, I'm an open book. So if y'all don't have any questions, we can stop this thing. You're welcome. Bye, Leanna. Does anyone have any specific questions? Coaching related. It can be anything. All right. You can always unmute yourself, too, if you have a specific question. But Oh, you guys are so sweet. I love you all. I didn't even get a picture, so if anyone got a picture, tag me in it because I didn't get one. What